This is a modern day phone. Recognize it. Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Here's a modern day car, and this is a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? This is a modern day classroom, and here's a classroom 150 years ago. Ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Yet our school system claims to prepare students for the future. But with evidence like that, we must ask, does the school prepare students for the future or the past? Students might only be 20% of our population, but they are 100% of our future. And yet, we treat them with an industrial model of education, a manufacturing model which is based on linearity and conformity and batching people. We have to move to a model that is based more on principles of agriculture. We have to recognize that human flourishing is not a mechanical process, it's an organic process, and you cannot predict the outcome of human development. All you can do, like a farmer, is to create the perfect conditions under which they will begin to flourish. Every year, hundreds of students are asked to determine their future by choosing a profession, a choice that will impact on average 128 months of their lives. However, only 16.8% of teachers reported providing students with career guidance. Over 40% of students seek career guidance and support by private consultancy agencies, since our school system fails to do so. On the other hand, more than 80% of them claim that we are not satisfied with the service they receive, and over 90% state that the consultants did not influence their career choices. The reasons behind these low numbers are distrust towards the consultants, students feeling that they had limited time to spend with the consultant, and that the consultants did not have enough knowledge regarding the profession that the student was interested in. My name is Emily Charalambos, and I'm the CEO and founder of Empiria. Empiria is an application that connects high school students with professionals, providing every single high school student with the opportunity to gain direct experience of several professions before choosing the one that suits them best. It allows students to get into contact with professionals near them who have the required knowledge compared to consultants and visit for job shadowing. This will enable them to form their own opinion for the professions without having to trust consultants. They are able to build their network and do not waste resources like money and time without being sure that they are making the right decision. Our long-term goal is to help the school system achieve what they claim to do, prepare students for the future. By implementing Empiria into the school system, we will improve every single student's future by allowing them to choose a range of professions, form their own opinion through job shadowing, and pursue a career after being confident that they are making the right choice. But let's consider this situation first. Your 17-year-old daughter studies hard, gets good grades, chooses a profession without being provided any guidance, and manages to get into top universities with huge fees that you must pay. After her first semester, she realizes that she doesn't really like what she's doing, and she decides to take a year off in order to decide what she wants to do in the future. This leads to stress, disappointment, and loss of resources. And if you're lucky, she might like the new degree she chose. According to a study, an overwhelming 66% of professionals aged between 18 to 34 years old stated that they made a mistake entering their current profession, while 47% of them stated that they would like to make a career change. It's 2017. Choosing a profession shouldn't incur so much risk. By downloading Empiria, students will be able to create a profile and choose the profession they want to try from the list provided to them. After choosing a date that suits them, a map will appear demonstrating which professionals are closer to their current location. After completing the job shadowing, just like Uber, they will be able to rate the professional, and the professional will be able to rate the student. That is how choosing a profession in 2017 should be. Just like trying a pair of shoes or a pair of jeans. Be confident that they are making the right choice. We base the choice of our beachhead market based on 3 selection criteria: ease of doing business, market potential, and the team's experience. After systematic research, we chose Cyprus as our beachhead market since it has been ranked 45th out of 190 countries in terms of ease of doing business, and it has been identified as a great market for testing a service or a product. Additionally, 6.14% of Cyprus' gross domestic product is spent on education, making Cyprus one of the countries with the higher expenditure on education. Over 57,000 high school students were registered in Cyprus, out of which over 10,000 attended private high schools. Over 40% of students in Cyprus visited consultancy agencies in order to help them with their career options. A study conducted by the Cyprus Youth Organization revealed that over 55% of the respondents received very limited guidance for their future career. Taking into consideration that our users need to own a smartphone in order to use our application, we identified that 99.3% of the Cypriot population aged between 16 to 24 years old own a smartphone. In terms of professions, culinary arts were chosen as our beachhead profession based on the demand and ease of tracking student paths. Culinary arts have a straightforward path, enabling us to easily track what students did after using our application. In Cyprus, only 3 universities offer culinary arts as a profession, with an average of 200 students each, out of which 80% were Cypriot students. According to a research by the Human Resources Development Authority in Cyprus, culinary arts are ranked among the top 7 professions with the highest demand. Therefore, we can assume that Empiria has a total addressable market of over 200 students, a desirable number since it will enable us to accommodate the students and gain greater exposure. Once we excel in the culinary arts profession, we are then planning to expand to other professions. The next profession will be police studies, since there is a shortage of police officers in Cyprus. After dominating Cyprus, our vision is to expand globally, with Glasgow being identified as our next big target. In Cyprus, there are no similar initiatives yet. We are still stuck with consultancy agencies like the Cyprus Educational Consulting, Unilink, Study Cyprus, and Global Education CY, which offer consultancy to high school students in regards to which universities they should go, help them with their applications, and choosing accommodations. None of these services are offered for free to the students. The Ariadne project is the one that has more similarities with Empiria, since it is a psychometric tool offered to high school students by the University of Cyprus in order to help them choose their future career. Neither the Ariadne project or consultancy agencies offer the opportunity to students to try several professions in order to allow them to form their own opinion. Even though initially we identified recruitment agencies as our potential competitors, after research we found out that in Cyprus there are very limited opportunities for internships or work experiences for high school students, and these are offered by big companies like PwC, Deloitte, Ernst & Young and KPMG, and not by recruitment agencies. On the other hand, recruitment agencies will be a major competitor after we expand globally. What Empiria does differently from recruitment agencies is that it allows every single student to try several professions without being tied to long-term work experiences or going through stressful application processes. At Empiria, we strive for continuous improvement instead of perfection, since we believe that there is always room for improvement. Therefore, in the future, new features will be added to our application in order to help us maintain our competitive advantage. Our core is customer experience. Therefore, we will build around it. A career aptitude psychometric tool that will provide students with profession suggestions based on their skills and interests will be incorporated into the application. Additionally, a how to get the most out of the day feature will be added, where students will be given hints and tips on how to take full advantage of their day. Similarly, a how to prepare feature will be added, where students will be able to know how to prepare before the day. These two features will be constantly updated and improved based on the experiences and suggestions of past users. After our competitor analysis, we identified a potential opportunity for Empiria, which includes helping students with their applications for universities after doing their job shadowing. These new features will enable Empiria to provide a complete experience to the students. Finding an equilibrium point between demand and supply is crucial for Empiria. Therefore, we conducted a qualitative research in order to make sure that our business model is viable. We contacted professional Cypriot chefs in order to see their perspective on being shadowed by students. Our research indicates that they are interested in participating as long as it is not too time-consuming for them. Trying to solve this problem, we contacted the Cyprus Chefs Association, who said that they will be happy to provide us with chefs for job shadowing in order to gain circularity into our system. Once we expand to other professions, the mentors will be paid until we build an alumni community where past Empiria users will act as mentors for the new ones. This approach is based on the pro-social behavior where people are willing to help other people either for egoistic reasons, improve their business image, or reciprocal reasons. Empiria help them, therefore they might feel obligated to provide something back. Our revenue model is divided in 3 different stages. Initially, we will aim at securing a sponsorship from the Cyprus Chefs Association. We contact them to see if they will be interested in a sponsorship, and their reply was positive. In exchange, Empiria will have pop-up advertisements from the restaurants that chefs work for and native ads for cooking classes that the Cyprus Chefs Association is offering. Additionally, it will be distinct in the application that we are being sponsored by the Cyprus Chefs Association. Once Empiria manages to expand to other professions, white labeling will be used. Our buyers will be private schools in Cyprus that want to promote their own brand and attract more students. According to the Cyprus Statistical Service, there are 39 private high schools, but we assume that we will accommodate around 40% of those. Empiria will provide them with branded applications that will be powered by Empiria. This will allow them to have the application incorporated into their school system with their own branded application at a fraction of the cost. They will have to promote their own applications that will drive the students into the common market. The mentors will be common in all applications. This strategy will allow us to focus on single education institutes and do not chase end users. The schools will use the application to promote the school, since Empiria will be a valuable tool for the students, but also for concerned parents. We contacted the headmaster of the Grammar School Nicosia to see if they would be interested, and we received positive feedback. He also mentioned that they will be willing to pay more if they will be given priority during the dates available for job shadowing in the platform. The third stage will occur once Empiria expands to other countries and has enough users that will provide us with data and analytics like which professions are more popular, what each student wants to study, and where are they currently located. We will then collect the data and provide a full solution based on the activities of students in our platform. This data will be valuable to universities, recruitment agencies and businesses for access to young talent and also for targeted marketing. Businesses will also benefit in the long term by having more productive personnel. A research based on 700 people has shown that happy employees are at least 12% more productive. Our research revealed that even though students are the end users, parents are the economic buyers. Over 85% of the students claim that their parents played a guidance role in regards to the choice of their profession. Therefore, we will target parents through social media marketing and more specifically through Facebook, since 84% of people aged between 30 to 49 years old and 72% of people aged between 50 to 64 years old are on Facebook. Students will also be targeted via private high schools. Ambassadors will be hired to promote our application. The Grammar School Nicosia, GC School of Careers and American Academy have been chosen as our 3 initial private high schools that we will target. This is because they are considered to be the private high school in Cyprus with the best talent. Additionally, having a great number of these private high school students into our system will enable us to target this high school easier for the second stage of our strategy. An individual with expertise in sales will be hired in order to visit the high schools and sell our white labeling model. With Empiria, we are combining 2 major trends: demographic and social change. The world is currently facing changes at a pace that may pose significant challenges for governments and businesses. We think that empowering young people will be critical in meeting these key social challenges. Secondly, technological breakthroughs. Younger generations are born into a digital world approach to technology. For them, technology is not simply a tool. Millennials engage with technology as a form of natural language. And that matters because organizations need to direct their activities to accommodate this reorientation. So who's behind Empiria? I am an entrepreneurship innovation technology master's student with 2 years experience in marketing. My experience will enable me to create a solid marketing campaign for Empiria. To help me bring Empiria into life, a mobile app developer will be joining our team. Additionally, an expert on data analysis will be hired later on in order to help us with the third stage of our revenue model. Confucius said, "Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a single day in your life." And with Empiria, This will become a reality for our future, because students might only be 20% of our population, but they are 100% of our future. My name is Emil Charalambous, and this is Empiria.